Hey everybody, welcome to episode 80 of INtune Radio, the new original soundtrack. So INtune Radio started off 2 years ago, and it started as the original soundtrack. And it was created out of mainly frustration with mainstream radio, and because I pretty much hated everything that they played in the library, and how they played the same 6 songs, 6 times every hour for like a month. So I got tired of that, so I wanted to make my own radio thing. And I was Centennial College, and they said, hey, we have a radio studio. So I said, okay, well, I'll do that. So I made the original soundtrack, which then evolved into INtune Radio, which basically just covers local independent music of Toronto, Mississauga, Hamilton, Ajax, just the GTHA in general. And we feature local artists from around the area, and we give them the exposure they usually don't get, because in local radio, for whatever reason, you typically play the local independent stuff from their backyard. They play the bigger stuff, which I mean that's fair. That's their marketing, and that's what they're trying to do here. But what we're trying to do is give the independent artists what they usually don't get and what they actually deserve. Is the general exposure. Well, I used to be the main host and DJ for INtune Radio, but that whole role was passed along to Joseph Zambri, and he's kind of our operations officer here at INtune Radio. I'm more behind the scenes guy now. I book the artists, the main producer of the show, so I make the playlist typically, which is more roles I'm passing out of Joe. But for the radio, I usually just book the artists and work with the playlist and our top 10 list. We try to stray away from picking one typical genre, because our philosophy is that's not really fair. Just stick with one specific thing. So we try to branch out. Now, we do keep our country, our pop, R&B in our playlist, but we're a lot heavier now. We play a lot more rock and metal music on our thing, because that's what we found. Who knows? Season 8, which is going to start in January. We might have a totally new genre base that we're trying to play. We might have, classical or orchestral music we'll start playing. Well, typically we don't focus just on one genre per season. It flows based on what we have in our library at the time. Like I said, we started out as mostly country, and that wasn't intentional. Just because we had country artists contacting us a lot more than any other genre out there. Currently in season 7, we play. About half our playlist is rock right now, but a good chunk of it's mixed up between rock, it's pop, R&B, and as you can see with our playlist, it changes month to month, and it's not just rock music. It's a culmination of several genres that we try to keep it a little balanced, but it does change depending on what kind of music we do have an abundance of each season. Like I said, right now we have a lot of rock music, so we've been playing a lot of that. It's going to change next season because, we have a different, outburst of music. I love music. My playlist right now is about over 3,000 songs. I cannot have enough music. My day does not function without music, so it's all the cool stuff I get to hear. One of my favorite bands right now is actually an independent artist. Don't say who, because that'll rivalries and all on. But all of my favorite bands right now and musicians are all indie artists from the GTHA. So that's probably my favorite thing, is just hearing all the great music that I would never ever hear if it wasn't for doing this.
I talk to them better, through our song, through our song.
It's grown exponentially since it started. I mean, we have almost exactly twice as much traffic on our site as we did a year ago, which is huge. We're still growing, even on Facebook right now. A lot of traffic is coming to our page. Our recent traffic for last week had 14,000 hits on our page, so I mean, it's going up. It's getting there, and you know, it's getting the music out there, getting the artists out. Right now, if you go on our Twitter handle, it says magazine and radio. Magazine is pretty much the prominent thing we're doing right now. Radio, we have that on the side. We still love to do that, but right now we're trying to move. We're focused more as a publication towards magazine. So we're working on INtune magazine, which is debuting January 2013. Our launch date isn't exactly confirmed, but it will be around mid-January. You're going to be able to get this. It's a free magazine. It'll be a free PDF to download, and we'll have a few print copies around that you'll see around Toronto. Just grab off the shelves, and it's free. It's yours. That's the major project that we're doing right now, and we're expanding our whole, INtune as a whole. You know, we're doing some campaigns we have planned for the artists. Something called Go Local, which we'll have coming up in the next 2 months. We play 100% local stuff on the radio, so it's nothing that you'll. With the magazine, we do conduct interviews with artists. You know, we're publishing that out with artists as well. So you know, the local community can get their taste, and you know, they can get to see artists, as well as you know, we work with them. You know, we have a working relationship with a lot of the artists. You know, we talk to them, we get to know them, so we can better help them with our content and what we do with the radio show. Okay, well, INtune Radio basically represents freedom for local artists because they don't get the exposure they usually deserve. You know, we go to their shows, we try to make ourselves present at all shows. You know, give them support. We post content online about artists. We feature their music, do interviews with them. We try to give them a freedom, so an outlet for them to express how all their pain, what they put into their music. We try to give that to artists. So it's INtune Radio. We try to make it about freedom for artists and freedom of their expression.